Welcome to today's Explainer. We have got a really fantastic lineup for you today. We're going to be translating some massive macroeconomic labor data into tangible trends, exploring your personal wealth building potential, and, believe it or not, capping it all off with a genuinely delicious kitchen hack. Okay, let's dive right into this macro to micro journey. On our agenda today, first up, jobs report surprises. Second, labor market under the hood. Third, wealth through steady homeownership. Fourth, a family hack featuring a really great cookie recipe. And finally, what to watch next week. Section 1. Jobs Report Surprises. Let's look at the headline stats. So right out of the gate, there is a massive gap in expectations versus reality here. The latest Bureau of Labor Statistics report completely, and I mean completely, smashed expectations. The economy added a whopping 172,000 jobs in May, compared to forecasts that were sitting at just 85,000. That is essentially double what the experts were predicting. When we see a beat of this magnitude, it signals some serious, deep economic resilience that you absolutely have to pay attention to. And when we break down the BLS report, the trend is crystal clear. We're seeing not only that incredible May job surge, but also a steady unemployment rate holding firm at 4.3%. But here is the part you really need to notice. We also saw combined upward revisions of 93,000 jobs for March and April. So, not only was May hot, but the previous months were actually much stronger than we initially thought. The 3-month average is now sitting at a very robust 188,000 jobs. That's a fantastic sign for the broader labor market. And you know, private payroll data from ADP, it's flashing the exact same signal, completely backing up the government data we just talked about. They reported 122,000 private sector jobs added in May, and the hiring was incredibly broad-based. Small businesses led the charge, adding 67,000 roles. But get this, we saw growth spread across 8 of the 10 major sectors. The momentum is definitely building, showing a really solid level of underlying strength as we head into the summer hiring season. Moving to Section 2, Labor Market Under the Hood. Let's find the nuance in the economy. Now, here's where things get really interesting. While overall hiring is clearly way up, the composition of those jobs is shifting pretty dramatically beneath the surface. Full-time employment actually dropped by 79,000 jobs, while part-time roles surged by an incredible 266,000. So yeah, people are finding work, and the headline numbers look amazing, but the actual nature of that work is leaning heavily toward part-time right now. It completely changes how we interpret that massive job growth figure, doesn't it? Digging even deeper into the data, we're seeing a narrowing pay premium for job switchers. Job changers saw a 6.5% pay increase compared to 4.4% for those who just stayed put. It's a premium for sure, but that gap is closing, which tells us the labor market is becoming just a little less fiercely competitive. We're also seeing continuing unemployment claims sitting elevated at 1.78 million, alongside 97,000 recent layoffs. And fascinatingly, those layoffs are largely driven by AI-related restructuring. This indicates that while jobs are definitely out there, finding new, permanent roles is taking slightly longer for a lot of folks. And interestingly enough, many displaced workers are actually bypassing traditional unemployment benefits entirely. Instead, they're choosing to utilize gig and freelance work to bridge the gap. Section 3, Wealth Through Steady Homeownership. Let's talk about building your personal wealth. So shifting gears to real estate, the crucial number here is 5.3%. According to Cotality's latest forecast, despite some recent modest monthly gains, where home prices just sort of inched up slightly, the firm predicts that home prices will actually rise a solid 5.3% over the next year. That is a very healthy appreciation rate, indicating strong long-term value in the housing market and really defying some of the more pessimistic predictions out there right now. Let's make this super concrete. Let's look at the actual math. If you own a $500,000 home, a 5% appreciation means you gain roughly $25,000 in equity over just 1 year. Think about that. You don't have to clock in or clock out for that money. It just grows. It brilliantly proves the long-term wealth-building power of steady appreciation. Staying invested in the housing market continues to be an absolute game-changer for personal wealth, adding up significantly year over year. Section 4, Family Hack, Cookie Recipe. Just in time for Peanut Butter Cookie Day. Because, hey, wealth isn't just about economic data, right? It's about enjoying life. So using this fantastic Food Network recipe, you can easily whip up about 3 dozen soft, chewy cookies. Step 1, just whisk your dry ingredients. That's 1.5 cups of flour, salt, baking powder, and baking soda. Step 2, beat 1.5 cups of melted butter, 1 cup of dark brown sugar, 1/4 cup of regular sugar, 1 cup of creamy peanut butter, a little vanilla, and 2 eggs until it's nice and thick. Step 3, fold the wet and dry together, stir in a 12-ounce bag of chocolate chips, and actually here is the real secret. Let the dough rest for 1 hour at room temperature. Finally, step 4, bake at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 12 minutes. You're going to get perfectly chewy cookies every single time. Section 5, what to watch next week. Upcoming economic data. All right, definitely mark your calendars for this. Here is your roadmap for next week's crucial data drops. Tuesday brings the existing home sales data, which is going to give us a real-time pulse on that housing market we were just talking about. Wednesday, we get the closely watched Consumer Price Index, or CPI, inflation report. And Thursday rounds the whole thing out with the Producer Price Index, the PPI, alongside the latest snapshot of weekly jobless claims. These reports are going to be absolutely key in shaping our understanding of where the economy is headed next, so keep a very close eye on these dates. Which brings us to our final thought for today. After seeing the surprising strength of the job market, that underlying shift toward part-time and freelance work, and the very tangible wealth potential sitting right there in housing, how are you positioning yourself to thrive in today's shifting economy? How will you navigate these trends to build your own long-term wealth? Think about it over a plate of fresh peanut butter cookies, and I will see you in the next explainer.